Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had so many questions. How do we record an episode? Where do we find background music? How do we get our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places that people like to listen? And where do we find advertisers? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing, and monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. Anchor makes it simple to get up and running. You can upload and schedule your podcasts ahead of time. It publishes to all the major podcast platforms. You can easily check your stats. I could go on, but instead, why don't you go and get started? Go to anchor.fm/start to join the e-commerce minute and a diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. We can't wait to hear your podcast.
It's the E-commerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts, Bart Mraz and John Suter. The E-commerce Minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. It's E-commerce Minute, episode 201.
In today's episode, subscribe and drive with BMW's new service.
If you think BMW is the ultimate driving machine, have we got a deal for you. BMW's new app-based services give subscribers access to a fleet of cars for a set fee. The service, called Access, will launch first in Nashville before BMW decides to bring it to other markets, according to Bloomberg. Starting at $2,000 a month, users can choose between models like the X5 SUV, 4 Series, and 5 Series sedans, including all plug-in hybrid versions. If you've got deeper pockets, a higher tier option begins at $3,700 a month, which gives you access to M4, M5, or M6 convertibles, as well as the X5M and X6M SUVs. Unfortunately, the 7 Series is not included in the service. The monthly fee covers the rental, insurance, maintenance, and roadside assistance of the vehicle. Other automakers have been testing car subscriptions, but BMW's appear to be the priciest. But BMW is throwing in some perks for their subscribers. Once a vehicle has been requested, a BMW concierge will personally deliver the vehicle, most closely matching the member's needs to their location at the desired time. Vehicles arrive fully fueled and freshly detailed with personal preferences already preset. There is no limit to how often members can switch vehicles within a given month. Still, the top-tier subscription of $3,700 a month is nearly 3 times the cost of leasing a 2018 M5 sedan in the Nashville area. However, the leasing option requires a $5,724 down payment, and you don't get insurance and maintenance. BMW joins a growing list of car makers offering their customers more convenient and flexible options of car ownership, especially for the deep-pocketed ones who like to switch cars often. But that convenience and luxury come at a pretty steep price.
It doesn't.
It does and it doesn't. Like I kind of worked the numbers, and obviously you have to be at a certain tier of income to even think about paying $2,000 a month for a car. That being said, I have friends who have BMWs, and they're paying $300 for each tire and $200 for an oil change. So this isn't that outrageous,
Right. So if you take $2,000, right? I haven't owned a car in 15 years, and I either rent zip cars or whatever else is available. But if you look at it, I mean, it's a car steward. With BMW, you have a car that's clean, already done for you. You don't have to worry about anything. And like, I live in New York, parking is like $300 alone.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And what I always say is like, just the fact that they bring the car to you, it's fueled, it's detailed. If you're at a certain level in terms of your A, income, and B, your time allowance, that extra money is worth it alone. And there's a lot of, you're actually paying a prestige tax as well. It's the car doesn't necessarily need to be that expensive, but you kind of expect it to be expensive. So, it's prestige tax.
Sure. But, I think it's like the total cost of ownership, right? Of course, they're going to charge you a little more because they're giving you premium services, but that's the point. Having that convenience of convenience tax, basically, right?
Yep, convenience and prestige tax. That's the other thing I was going to say, because what is your time worth? So
yeah, okay. I get the Nashville thing. I mean, this is going to hit. I think that if they do it in San Francisco or New York, this will hit so much.
Yeah, it would be a no-brainer in San Francisco, and probably definitely in New York, just from your comparison of the parking fees alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, no, wait a second. I take that back. You still got to park this thing somewhere. They're not going to come and get it from you every night.
Right? Exactly. So, but I think, they could. If you switch them up and stuff like that. But who knows? I mean, it's not a bad idea. And that's definitely getting into, I mean, there's so many rental companies out there now, getting into the space.
Yeah, so there's a lot of other companies that are doing this, some of the articles that I did for my research, they compared it to, well, what if you rent a zip car every day? You know, somebody like you who rents a zip car every day, or what if you, if you're in that position where it's like, I have to have a car for 30 days, and I go to Enterprise, how much less is that? Is it by thousands, or is it like, if you're renting a BMW for 30 days or 60 days from Enterprise, it's still going to be a lot of money, and I don't think you're going to get as nice of a car. So I
you're
think
gonna pay about $2,000 for the month.
okay, so it's about the same, but you're probably not getting a brand new car. You're getting what you're getting. You're getting a rental car.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I think for a certain type of individual, this makes total sense. And I like, because it's app based, so you can just get on the phone and say, I want a yellow convertible today. Oh, I'm gonna head down the shore. Let's get my convertible. Beep, beep, beep. My car.
Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop.
I love it. It must be nice. All right, got anything else to add?
No, that's it.
All right.
That's all I got.
All right, that's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe, or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion, or just want to say hi, find us on social media @SumoHeavy.